Sometimes the opportunities that we're looking for don't begin when someone else chooses us, but when we decide that we're actually going to be a bit more visible in the world. This past week reminded me that asking for support isn't selfish. Stepping outside your comfort zone often reveals parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do is reconnect with people that have actually already walked the path that you're trying to explore or to navigate. We're going to talk about why trying something that looked easier than it actually was almost a fail. The importance of mentors and why it's so important to check in with mentors, especially if you haven't done so in a while. And then 3 things that I'm just really grateful have quietly reminded me how lucky I am to have the people that I have around me. I'm Amat Tijani. This is the Weekly Unfold, my space to share the love. But it's actually the failures, the asks, the reminders, the lessons, the gratitude and the thanks that have helped me grow through this past week. One thing at a time. Let's get into it. My ask this week was actually to ask people to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now, that might sound really simple, but if you've been here a while, you know that asking for things is something that I intentionally try to do because I don't do it enough. I'm often giving, and I'm not asking for anything really. So I've been trying to practice that, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but practice makes perfect, they say. Now, when I first started the Weekly Unfold, I genuinely just wanted to get more comfortable with speaking in front of a camera because it was something that made me a little bit nervous. I didn't know if anyone was going to watch it. I didn't know if I was going to keep up with it. I just knew that it was a muscle that I wanted to exercise and I wanted to build ultimately. Fast forward, and now it's become a really meaningful part of my week. Every Sunday, without fail, I will record this video. I might not edit it until the Monday or the Tuesday, but I will record it without fail on the Sunday. And I love hearing what resonates with people. I love getting messages saying, I really need you to hear that this week. And I realised that people don't know that this exists, so I could actually be supporting and helping other people. But if they don't know it exists, how can I do that? And now the fact is, unless someone watches each episode until the very end, they don't hear me saying, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. And, I'll be honest, I don't watch most videos until the end. So it's very reasonable to assume that not everyone is watching it until the end. And so I decided to be intentional and I asked people to subscribe, to join, to be here. And guess what? We have a bag of new people that are here. So to the lovely people that have joined us in this space, welcome. Lovely to have you here. I'm genuinely glad. Girl, I'm genuinely glad to have you join us. And, if there's anything that I ever share that sparks something for you that you think, oh, let me leave a cheeky comment. Leave the cheeky comment. I love the feedback that I get, the good and the bad. And not even the bad, like my dad has feedback all the time. Some of it is fantastic. Some of it, sorry daddy, I'm not going to take on. But it's all data, right? And the way I look at it is the more data I have, the better that I can show up in this space. So yeah, it's great. And everything allows me to start new conversations or think of different conversations. So yeah, happy to have you here and enjoy. My failure this week was forgetting that things that look like fun often, or not even often, sometimes require effort. I went virtual clay pigeon shooting. If you don't know, the idea of clay pigeon shooting is that you have a shotgun and you're like aiming it and you're shooting at like a pretend pigeon thing. There's virtual versions that exist all over London, and a really good friend of mine wanted to do it for her birthday, and so I was like, let's go, we'll do that. Fun. Looks like loads of fun. It was a great idea. But what nobody told me was that this pretend shotgun thing is really heavy. I don't know what I thought, but I thought it would be like plastic and therefore not as heavy. No. And when you've been boxing earlier on in the day, my arms were not ready for it. They were not ready for it. I was not ready for it. So there I am, arms tired already, holding this pretend shotgun, and I'm like, this feels suspiciously like another workout. Nobody warned me. I think that it should come with a disclaimer that says, fun activity, upper body strength required. Then I would have known. I would have mentally been ready. Was it fun? Absolutely. Would I be doing it again? Probably, just not after a boxing session. So yeah, big failure on my part, but we had a good time. Step outside your comfort zone. One of the things that kept coming up in conversations this past week was that I often find myself doing things that initially make me feel really uncomfortable. Hosting, speaking, trying new experiences, putting ideas out into the world. None of those things felt natural when I started doing them. None of those things felt natural when I started doing them for the first time. But every time you step slightly beyond what feels comfortable, you expand what then feels normal to you. I feel like being comfortable and being in a comfort zone is a great place to recover, but it's a terrible place to stay in forever. And I get it. There's times where I've needed to be in the comfort zone, and I've needed to be in the comfort zone for a while. But if I need to expand and I need to grow and I need to learn, I'm gonna need to step into a space that I'm not used to, a space that I'm uncomfortable with a little bit, a space that is unknown. I promise you, I think I said this in the last one or the one before, some of the most amazing things happen in the spaces that you've never been in before. And so you need to trust yourself to be able to step into those spaces. You need to be comfortable with being a little bit awkward at things at first, because that's just how we learn things. Even as a kid, we say it all the time, when you first learn to walk, you fall over so many. We have to be uncomfortable a little bit. So yeah, if you've got something that is calling your name, that is making you feel like, oh, I'm just not sure, go try it. This is your sign to just try it. Be intentional about checking in with your mentors and sponsors. This past week, I had the chance to catch up with two people who played quite a pivotal role in the way I think about my current career and my current trajectory in my career. And not because they have told me exactly what to do, but because they've asked me better questions, and sometimes they've challenged me and my assumptions, and therefore helped me see potential and possibility that I may not have considered previously. Catching up with both of them reminded me that mentors and sponsors, but yeah, both actually, it's not supposed to be a one-off conversation. Yeah, you need to speak to them or catch up with them every so often. And I'm not saying it has to be every month or it has to be every week. It could be once a quarter. It could be, I don't know, every 6 months, whatever it is. But you do need to be intentional about it. Now, I get it. We're all busy and we're all trying to navigate this thing called life. Sometimes it can feel hard to catch up with someone and you just forget to do so. And there's so many people that have kind of helped us get to where we are. Sometimes actually we need to take a step back to think about when was the last time we reached out to whoever it was. As I've been thinking about the different paths that I'm trying to take, I have to remember that there's a few people that have actually walked this path before, or walked a path that is nowhere near the path that I'm thinking of walking, but have an expertise or have an insight that could be beneficial. So there's no harm in me reaching out to them and saying, hey, you've got the wisdom of people a couple of steps ahead of me. Talk to me. Let me know if what I'm thinking is right, or maybe I'm going in completely wrong direction. So yeah, I guess all that to say, stay connected, people. Stay connected. So I've just got back from a walk and talk with my friend Chanel, and honestly, I think walking changes conversations. I say that because as you're walking and you're taking in the world around you, you're thinking differently. You're being forced to pause as, you're crossing a road, or as you're letting someone go past you, or whatever it might be. And so it's easy for the flow of conversation to go differently from if you were just, in your house or on the phone whilst on your socials or whatever it might be. But yeah, it was really, really nice to just go on a walk and chat about life. We challenged each other, we empathized with each other, we laughed quite a lot. And there's some perspectives that she shared that made me really think, oh, actually, yeah, that's something I hadn't considered. So I really just loved it. I encourage people to do more walking and talking with people that are in their ecosystem. Chanel and I, we've known each other for a good couple of years, and she actually used to live quite nearby, and she's moved now, and I just haven't caught up with her in a while, and it was nice to say, look, we're going for a walk, let's just get it in the diary and make sure we do it. So yeah, here's to more walks and talks with whoever. Massive shout out to Coach Shelley. She's my boxing coach. I actually didn't book into the session until I woke up on the Saturday morning, but I'm so glad that I went, because she just left me feeling super motivated for the day. And Shelley has the best music mixes. So we go into a session and I'm literally, she's calling out like the instructions for what we're doing, and I'm just there like, yeah. People are laughing at me because I'm just listening to music and vibing, but her playlists are elite. I said to her on Saturday, yesterday, Shells, you need to share your playlists. You can't just be having all these playlists and not sharing them. So she shared her Spotify with me now. So now I'm on the playlist. But yeah, music has a way of also changing your energy as well. So add the great music to Shelley's great kind of like instructions as a boxing coach. Can't beat it. You cannot beat it. So a big, massive shout out to Shelley. I think I've lucked out when it comes to neighbours. I've had this past week, I've had one neighbour who helped me like carry something really heavy downstairs. Just a second ago, when I was coming back into my flat, I had another set of neighbours who were like going through the different types of planters that I could get that can help with, or that I can put plants in that can help kind of like shoo away any flies or spiders and things like that. Because if you know me, you know any animal with 6 legs or more, drop me out, not interested. And so she was telling me about, I think she was saying it was like lemon scented geraniums, or I don't know, I wrote it down. But I was like, what beautiful neighbours I have that were like willing to like take time and to be like, here's what you need to do if you want this, here's what you need to do if you want that. I was like, it's so delightful. I feel really lucky that we have such a beautiful community and I have it so close to me. So yeah, just feeling super thankful for my neighbours this past week in particular. As we head into week 30 or 52, I am really looking forward to just embracing the summer. A little bit more enjoyment, a little bit more rest, and a little bit more recovery. I have a cheeky massage booked in for tomorrow. Very excited about that. And apart from that, I'm just looking forward to seeing where the summer takes me. So if you made it to this far in the video, thank you for watching. Do all the things, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, tell a friend to tell a friend. As always, stay out of trouble unless it's good trouble, in which case, go wild. I'll see you soon. Deuces.